this is Mr. Evilcheese, and I'm not doing a picture review like I did before because YouTube doesn't seem to like that I use the pictures. I think it's the pictures. They don't really say. They just said something in my video is not allowed to be used. And I'm assuming it's a picture, so I'm doing it like this. Didn't have time for zombie makeup again. And so this is the review of the season finale of The Walking Dead Season 4. And it was awesome. I loved that episode. It was probably my favorite episode of the season, maybe second favorite. And I don't know, I was just amazed by it. It had me like on the edge of my seat the whole time. I was wondering who was gonna die. I had to have a feeling in my stomach like, oh, I hope they don't kill me, or I hope that person don't die here, oh no. And the thing with Herschel though, like once that started to happen, it's like you could just tell Herschel's probably not gonna make it here. And yeah, so that's the big death, the major death I would say of this episode on Rick's side, because obviously the governor's a really big death on the governor's side. And I don't know, that Herschel's death, like Herschel's one of those characters I thought he was gonna die in season 2, and I don't know, I thought he was gonna die, but I'm glad he didn't. He became one of my favorite characters in season 3. And in this season he's still just as awesome. So it sucks that he died, but if they had to kill somebody, I mean, I don't know, that made a good death for this episode. Seeing Maggie and Beth's reaction to it was pretty good. They said on the Talking Dead that I think Maggie said that they were actually upset over him leaving the show, so to help with their acting there. So yeah, it was pretty believable. I mean, they kept on shooting at the governor's men while they were crying, so that was pretty cool. And this episode really seemed like, I think this is what a lot of people, including me, expected to happen at the season finale of season 3. Thought this was going to happen, a very bloody war with losses on both sides and several deaths. And that didn't really happen so much last season, but it definitely happened here. This is very, very similar to the fight in the comic. There's lots of things that happen just the way they did in the comic, just slight differences, like the thing with the sword. Governor tries to get in by using Michonne's sword, threatening to chop somebody's head off. And the difference here is that in the book it's Tyrese that he's threatening to chop his head off, and here it's Herschel. So that's a little different. And also Michonne's different because Michonne wasn't there next to him in the comic. Michonne was still back in Woodbury. I think, if I remember correctly, she went there with Tyrese to attack the governor. They capture Tyrese and Michonne, and Michonne escapes, and then they take Tyrese to the prison, and that's when he's got the sword, and he's gonna, he's threatening to chop off Tyrese's head. And Michonne never makes the fight because she has to walk back from Woodbury. But still, like the whole fight with the governor and the tank, that's all in the book. The governor saying kill them all, that's in the book. So that's pretty cool. Like, I don't mind like that things change. I like it. Like I said before, I like that they have changes. But it is cool when you see some things that just happen like they do in the book. Another thing that's similar is after Michonne stabs the governor through his chest, and which is it was very fitting that she got to do that, by the way, because of their little fight in season 3. And the thing that's very similar to the book is that Lily finishes him off, because in the book there's a character named Lily. You never really get to know Lily in the book. Like, I didn't even know her name was Lily until I looked it up. But she ends up shooting the governor in the book. She was on his side, but saw what a crazy psycho he is and ended up shooting him during an attack. But yeah, so the same person who killed the governor in the book killed the person in the show, so that's pretty cool. To say a major change from the book that I think I really like is the governor really is like it's hard to completely hate him. I mean, you can, but I mean there's still like this thing there about what he's doing that almost seems like it could make sense in that world. Like he does seem like in a way he is evil, but his evil might make sense in a way, like there is good in him, and in this world maybe if you want to survive you got to attack other people, take what they got, because that's the only way you're going to survive. So that's what he's doing. So I don't know, it's not that he's completely evil, he's just sort of evil. I don't know. But yeah, when he decides to kill Herschel, though, that's when it shows that I think he does have some evil in him there. Because I kept thinking, what's going to mess this up? Rick's speech, it seems like it might be working. The governor might change his mind, maybe give us a chance. I'm thinking, what's going to mess it up? The little girls just ran off, said they were going to get some weapons. Maybe they're just going to fire because they don't, they don't know. They're not old enough to know. Maybe you shouldn't be firing at these guys yet. And I got screwed all up. And I kept thinking Megan, Lily would bring Megan right after Rick's speech, and then that would set the governor off and he would attack. But nope, the governor all on his own just decides he's going to chop Herschel's head off, and he's not agreeing to Rick's plan. So yeah, there is a little evil there, I think, in Governor, because they could have tried to make it work and he just didn't want to. Now, speaking of Megan's death, I was really impressed by the mud zombie. He was really cool, with all the worms in his face, and just the way he looked reminded me of Fulci's movie called Zombie, or like originally called Zombie 2. And if you ever seen like the I'm going to put the picture up there. Hopefully they don't say you can't have a picture, but I'll put the picture there. But that zombie looked really cool in that movie, and this one reminded me of it a lot. But still, one thing I was thinking about that, why is Megan playing in the mud? I mean, little kids play in the mud, but it seems like in this world they would not let her play in the mud, because it seems like getting a shower and washing her clothes is probably a real big pain in the ass in their situation. So I'd be like, get the hell out of the mud. I mean, we're going to use like half our water to clean you later, you jerk. But I don't know. Maybe they just dump her in the river, say, go clean up in the river. So maybe it's not as big a deal as it seems, but I don't know. It just seems like you shouldn't be out purposely making yourself dirty in this world when you're trying to conserve everything. But still, that zombie was really cool. I liked him. The scene was cool. I was wondering if Megan would die, but the effect Megan had on the governor didn't come into play as much as I thought it would. I thought if Megan died, the governor would snap, but he already snapped before that. He was already attacking. And then I think the thing that was significant about her is that he just kind of shoots her in the head, doesn't show much emotion about it, and I think that's kind of why Lily walked up, shot him in the head at the end without any emotion, because she kind of figured he was nuts at this point, and he just proved it to her. So yeah, that's the significance of that, I guess. Another thing is Daryl's reaction to finding out that Carol wasn't allowed to come back was a little less than what I thought it would be. Like, it still was believable the way he acted, but I thought he'd be a little more pissed, a little more violent about it, like, I'm going to get her right now. But then they gotta go tell Tyrese after. It seems like Daryl's accepting it. I'm not sure, because I don't know if Daryl really decided what was going on yet. He just wants to go tell Tyrese, get everybody to know what's going on, and then maybe he'll decide what he's going to do. He might go out looking for her if Governor never attacked, but then they don't even get to tell Tyrese, because Tyrese wants to show them the rat that's dissected and stuck on the wall, which is, who is doing that? It's freaking me out, man. Well, not freaking me out, but I just don't know. I mean, it seems like the obvious choice would be that one little girl, I forget her name, the older little girl, but like, she was the one that likes the zombies, and they showed her dipping her foot in the blood like she liked playing in it. But it just seems like she's too obvious of a choice to be the one doing that. And I don't know who else would be. I was thinking maybe Carl, maybe, I don't know. And my wife was saying maybe Bob Stuckey. He pointed out that he keeps holding that box. Like, what is that box he's got there? And could this be his alcohol that he doesn't want to take, doesn't want to drink? He's trying to fight that need off, but maybe it's a box full of dead rats, I don't know. Maybe it's something else, somebody's head, something creepy. Shows that maybe this guy ain't all there. So I thought Rick was going to die there when they were fighting. Him and the governor were fighting, and the governor surprisingly kicked his ass. But I mean, I guess you could say Rick was injured, his hand was injured, and I don't know, but didn't really look like Rick did much to the governor, but the governor kind of kicked his ass. And I thought he was going to die there. I was thinking, is this going to be the other major death, if they have another, going to be Rick? Because Kirkman has said many times, like, he likes thinking of the idea of killing off Rick, like what a change it would make. Just the idea of that, or maybe just to mess with the fans, I don't know, but yeah, I thought Rick was going to die there for a second. But then that's when that giant sword popped out. I was like, yeah! That was pretty awesome. I liked that she was the one that, I guess, gave him the death blow. I don't know. I mean, she didn't actually kill him, but he was going to die from that if Lily didn't shoot him. So that was cool that she got to do. It was really awesome seeing Rick and Governor fight, though, even though Rick got beat up, because it was like they didn't interact as much as they would like in season 3. They basically just had that little sit down that Andrea set up, and that was their only interaction. I wanted them to actually fight or something, so it was cool to see that they actually were getting into a fist fight, the most, like, I don't know, personal way that they could fight, I guess. So I think that you're not supposed to know for sure what happened to Judith, the little baby. Like, I think it looks like, since there's so much blood in that little car seat, that she's dead. But they don't show her body, they didn't show her get eaten. So I don't know for sure that she's dead. I mean, I think she is, but I don't know. Like, it just seems weird. And I guess that is those little girls' fault. I mean, I was pissed that those little girls went off to get weapons because I think they're going to screw up this thing with Rick and the Governor and start the whole fight. But then they end up saving Tyrese. I'm like, oh, that's pretty cool. They saved Tyrese. Oh, and they also shot Alicia, Tara's girlfriend, and that's pretty crazy. But I think it was those little girls' fault, though. And I think there was a little boy there, too. When him and the youngest girl ran off when they started shooting. But I think it's their fault that they kind of left Judith there to get eaten, assuming she did get eaten. If she didn't get eaten, I have no idea what the hell happened to her then. I was also thinking maybe Maggie or Glenn would die because they said something to each other about their anniversary, and I just thought, oh, they're going to kill one of them. And when I seen Glenn getting on that bus with everybody, I'm like, oh, they're going to blow that whole damn bus up. They're going to use the tank and blow it up, and that'll be the end of Glenn or something. Or Maggie would get shot, and Glenn would be upset about that. But they both survived, so that was cool, because I like both of them. I'm not ready for them to die. So I'm not too worried or curious about this, but still I'm not sure what happened to Tara. Like, I think, my wife says somebody told her to run off, and maybe she did. But, I don't know, I guess she survived, I'm assuming. I don't remember her getting killed. So she must have met up with Lily, and they're probably together and going to do whatever now. Go off. I don't know if they're going to stay with the group, governor's group, whoever's left. I don't even know how many is left. Were they the only two that survived governor's group? There's probably a few others, but I don't know. They may never see those two characters again. Another thing similar to the comic is that Rick and Carl leave the prison separated from the group, and they also leave Rick not looking too good, and that's very similar to the comic. I mean, I'm not going to say what happens. I don't want to spoil it for people who haven't read the comic in case they do go the same route, but that does look very similar to the way the comic went. And it looks like Maggie and I think Beth are separated. I think they're separated from everybody else because Glenn is on that bus that drove off. And I don't know what happened to Michonne. She stabbed the governor, and I guess she's off by herself too. I'm not sure. And then there's like Tyrese and Sasha and them. I think they're all separated from the group too. So yeah, there's going to be everybody. I hope they're not all too separated. I hope they're not all separated like the whole next season, because I don't want them to all be in separate places the whole time. But who knows? I'm sure they'll all meet up again. I think it's going to be. I'm thinking maybe Carol is going to be the one that comes across, like Rick and Carl. Maybe that's how they'll let Carol come back, assuming she does get back into the group someday. But who knows? I don't know where Daryl went either. I think he's with Tyrese and them, isn't he? Man, so much shit happened. So much stuff. I like Daryl was the one that killed that Mitch guy, because that guy was a dick. It's cool that he killed him. And I like the little scene where you think the zombie sneaking up on Daryl bites him, and they cut right before it attacks. It's like, oh, what happened? Did he get bit? But they come back and he's using that zombie as a shield. Seems like some of them guns would shoot right through that zombie into Daryl, but I'll let that slide, I guess. It was still a cool scene. So I kind of half expected this to be the end of the governor, just because, I mean, they do change things from the book, but I was in my mind that he wasn't going to make it through this episode. This was just, his whole attack was to, you know, break up the group and get them out of the prison. I mean, story-wise, it's to destroy their prison. Now they got to leave. Some people die, and that's pretty much what happened. And yeah, it's cool to see him dead. I think he had a fitting end, very fitting end with who killed him and how, and that was cool. I really liked Herschel, but it was a very powerful death, killing him. And I don't know who's going to take its place. Like they had, you know, like he really seemed to take the place of Dale, because Dale pretty much was the Herschel of the book. I mean, Herschel was in a book, but he didn't do as much in the book as he did in the show. And I don't know if they're going to have a character like that now, unless it's just going to be Rick once he recovers. But yep, I really like this episode. I don't really have much bad to say about it at all. So now we got the long wait until February, which is a ridiculous long wait. I hate that break, but I mean, I guess in a way it makes it, you know, I don't know, you can enjoy the show longer through the year. I don't know, something like that. I don't know, but it wasn't as much of a cliffhanger as I thought it would be. I mean, it kind of is, because they're all leaving the prison. You don't know what's going to happen, but it wasn't like, is this person going to die right here? We don't know until next time, but it's not really like that. I mean, you know who lived, who died. You just gotta tune back in to see, you know, how they all meet up again, where they go. And I don't know, I really like the episode. I really like this season so far. This is still by far my favorite season. I think it's just better in pretty much every way this season. Like, everything is better. Well, the zombies are pretty consistent. So the zombies are always awesome every season. So they just continue to be awesome this season. But story-wise and I don't know, character development, everything I think is just better this season. Like, everything flows more. There's characters not making really stupid mistakes like they did in previous seasons. And I don't know, I'm just really happy with this episode, happy with this season. So yeah, I guess that's about all I got to say about this episode. So this is Mr. Evilcheese. Thanks for watching. And subscribing or something? I don't know.
Oh, damn it. Check out one of these other videos here by clicking on the picture or subscribing.